Teeth can migrate for a lifetime, so we have to keep them in their proper position. If you have undergone orthodontic treatment, you sure do want them to stay where they are, don't you? Orthodontic treatment is a major effort. Usually it takes a long time and is expensive. If you have undergone orthodontic treatment, you sure do want to keep the treatment result. You want that your teeth will stay so well in alignment for your whole life, don't you? Unfortunately, oftentimes reality looks different. Teeth do not stand stable in their bony sockets. On the long run, we notice that they are rocking back and forth like ships in a harbor. I will explain in more detail later what is the reason for this. When teaching in the first semester, I always ask the freshman students who of them had ever had orthodontic treatment as a teenager. At least one half or even 2/3 of them always raise their hands and confirm yes. You can surely corroborate that for yourself also. And then I ask whose teeth are still straight the way they used to be at the end of the treatment. And then only 3, 4, or 5 students out of a class of 50 will raise their hands. And then I ask who is still wearing their retention appliances as they were prescribed at the end of the orthodontic treatment. And again, the same few students, or maybe even less, will raise their hands. This is disappointing. And you see how much the importance of the retention measures is underestimated. Retention measures, that means securing the treatment result, is necessary for life. Many patients, when they come to our orthodontic consultation in their mid-20s, say that they once had an orthodontic treatment and their teeth were all in well alignment at the end of that treatment. But after a while, when the wisdom teeth came, these wisdom teeth did push all the other teeth into a crowded position again. That's what some patients say. Can that be the case? Well, in the rarest of cases, the wisdom teeth are to blame for a recurrence of a dental crowding in the anterior region. In this radiograph, you can see the wisdom teeth are present on the patient's left-hand side and are missing on the right side. There are cases where the wisdom teeth may not fit in the back of the jaw, and there are reasons why they should be better extracted. But we also observe crowding in the anterior region in patients who do not have any wisdom teeth at all. It is different from patient to patient, but on the average, all teeth tend to move forward more or less over time and come into a crowded position in the frontal region. If the wisdom teeth are also present, then there is one additional tooth at the end of the row that moves forward with them, but they all move forward. We do not blame the wisdom teeth to cause the front teeth to become crowded. All of the teeth are on their move forward altogether. Teeth are simply not standing stable in their bone as they were as solid as if they were cast in concrete. They rock like ships in a harbor. If we were to scan your teeth every day and then run these many single images as a motion picture, you would see your teeth rocking like these ships in the harbor. They cannot get completely lost as they are tied with their ropes. But when the wind blows from one direction, they are being pushed along. And why aren't the teeth standing so firmly in the bone? Well, like the ships, the teeth are attached to the bone with small retaining fibers. In this picture, we see the incisor standing in the space provided between the lips and the tongue. And if you look at it in an enlarged image, we see the supporting fibers connecting the tooth roots with the surrounding bone. We can visualize that more in detail under the microscope. Here on the left, the bone, and on the right, the tooth, and in between the supporting fibers. And here, magnified even more, we see the supporting fibers running at an angle from bone to the surface of the tooth root. Here are some illustrations from my textbook, the Abbreviations are not so important here. Above all, I would like to show you that bone undergoes a constant remodeling. Its surface is crowded with cells, as you can see in the scanning electron microscopical image on the left. The two colored images are stained histological sections. You can see the red cells, all of which break down some bone, which is colored blue, and also build up bone again. It goes back and forth, and the overall amount of bone is preserved. Only on the long run, it always becomes a little less bone as we get older. Now we have seen that there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions of cells that are constantly rebuilding the supporting fibers and the bone around the teeth. And the forces that act on the teeth can come from the lips, from the cheeks, or from the tongue. If they are in balance, then we have a stable situation for some time. But if there is an imbalance between lip pressure and tongue pressure, and, as you know, the teeth are not standing stable within the bone, here shown again as the rocking ships in the harbor. So, when the teeth are on their way to move forward, even if they are not being pushed by the wisdom teeth, then they are just not stable in place. Oh, and there's one more observation that plays an important role in the stability of the masticatory system. Growth of the face never stops. Even after the age of 18, our face continues to grow slowly. You can see that here in the drawings that I made of the young Goethe, the German poet, after the painting by Daniel Beger, and on the right, the older Goethe after the painting by Ferdinand Jagermann. You not only see the ears are getting larger, the nose is getting longer, and you can also see that the whole face is getting bigger. Of course, this has since been investigated in more detail scientifically, for example by Rolf J. You can see the drawings traced from lateral head films taken at the age of 28 and 79 from the same individual and superimposed on the far right. You see how much the face has grown during another 50 years. So, and because the face and the teeth with their supporting structures are subject to constant remodeling for biological reasons, we have to do something to hold the teeth in place. Well, nature wouldn't care at all. In evolution, we can survive even if we were able to father our offsprings with crooked teeth. Then this dental instability is easily inherited. The fact that our teeth are not stable or that they may even fall out in the end will not make us become an extinct species. Despite of that, we prefer to keep our teeth lifelong, don't we? Every patient in whom we have moved the teeth into a proper position receives a small thin wire fixed to the inside of the teeth. It is made individually, today also with CAD/CAM technology, and it can hold the teeth in place. In this sequence of images, you can see that it is quite a bit of an effort to insert and to glue it in place, but we are specialists and have practiced that for a long time. This retention wire should not be too rigid because the teeth still need to have a certain degree of mobility, as the supporting fibers will undergo a breakdown if they no longer are receiving any maintaining stimulus. And on the other hand, it has to be firm enough and must not be deflected by teeth themselves as they want to wander off. So this fixed retainer, therefore, is a technically complex device, and it is delicate. The attached composite points can break or the whole wire can be torn off. You must, therefore, be careful and have it checked regularly by the dentist when you go for your prophylaxis appointment or you go right away to your orthodontist. These retention wires work best if they stay in place lifelong. We do not see any reason to take them out after some time. Teeth do not learn their proper position. In addition, we will also give you a removable appliance that you can insert over the dental arches like a template. If the active treatment has just ended, then you should wear it day and night as well. They can be designed in very different ways depending on the task or on the preferences of your orthodontist. Made of plastic, with wires, or fully digitally printed as splint-like templates. The wearing prescriptions are like this. We recommend you to wear them day and night in the first year, with some exceptions of course. In the second year, every night, and in the third year, every other night. And from the fourth year on, once a week, but for life. These additional removable appliances are important, like a seat belt plus an airbag. If a wire has broken, a bonding point is off, and a tooth is on its move, you will notice this if you regularly wear your removable retainer, just to check it. There are many patients, or whatever people in the public, who blame the orthodontist that she or he has treated them for such a long time with different types of braces or devices that people have to wear them all the time effectively, and then they don't even manage to reach a point that the treatment result is stable by itself. And they require their patients to wear whatever retention braces for life. I mentioned this in the first consultation. But many patients have forgotten this when it comes towards the end of a successful treatment. Yes, that's how it is. Nature has arranged it that way. Teeth are never standing stable by nature. Without retention measures, the teeth migrate to where they want themselves. There are many other measures in medicine where you have to take medication for life to ensure freedom from symptoms or to maintain certain physiological values. Think of insulin for diabetes, or think of whatever drugs that keep your blood pressure low. And if you add a retention splint once a week that you have to think about, then you can still accept that in the end, don't you? The time will come for everyone when you don't go to sleep without bed socks, without heating pads, earplugs, maybe an overnight facial treat, who knows? And once a week, there are also these retention appliances. Well, that's not too much of an effort, isn't it?